Hey guys, it's Brandon, and today I'm going to be trying to do a short analysis based off of the Helluva Was 2022 trailer thingy that we got recently. I've written down a bunch of just notes. This isn't a script, it's basically just telling me what I need to talk about, some key points. So, this is basically just going to be like a rambling type of video, and hopefully I don't screw it up. So, we've got a lot to go through. I'll be putting the stuff here so you know what I'm talking about. And yeah. So the first thing we see here is Luna, Blitz in a car and a guy hitting on her. And I think that has to be near the beginning of episode 8 because it's fully animated first of all. Why would that be fully animated if it wasn't going to be the next episode? So and the rest of it is pretty much just animatics. So that's going to be in future episodes, but just that beginning, I think it's going to be the first thing that we see, like in episode 8. Maybe Luna finds Blitz crying, or just the aftermath, and she wants to take him out, saying, "Oh, let's go to the bar," since like he says, "Okay, only like a few drinks or something." So a guy's flirting with Luna. She seems to like it since she's blushing, and she wants to go in there. And this is going to be character development for Luna in this episode, I'm guessing. More background on the father-daughter relationship that Blitz and her have. And maybe some even background stuff about Blitz in his past, because Luna says a line, "These people seem to know you," to Blitz when talking about the place that they're going to go. And that's what convinces him to go in there. So maybe it's going to be like a father-daughter based kind of episode. And I think that'd be really cool because I mean, Luna's my least favorite character, and that's only because she has no development pretty much. She's just the moody teenager who has daddy issues right now because she hasn't really known Blitz for that long to like develop anything, kind of, I guess. I don't know how long she's been with him. I think it's at least it has to be at least like a year at least, because I don't think the pilot's truly canon, but I'm gonna go off by the pilot and say like when Blitz says happy adoption anniversary, meaning they'd have to be father and daughter adoptive for at least a year. So that's what I'm going by. So yeah, I think it has to be episode 8, and I can't wait for it. It seems like a great start, but it means that we probably won't be able to see any Stolas unless there's a B plot. Now we get to this part where Stolas is sitting alone and there's a light, meaning like a door opening. And I think it's Stella opening the door because we see later on there's a flash of Stella being angry at Stolas. It could be a B plot in the second part of the finale. I think it could be because he seems very sad just sitting there. And then Stella comes yelling in. But I understand why it can't as well, because the crack opening, that the room's dark, and when they're fighting, it's lighter. But they could just move into a different room. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see for that one. Also, I think this scene is basically Blitz and Solus meeting for the first time, kind of. Like, I think it's going to be like more of a past kind of episode. Or like, I think there is going to be an episode where it focuses on the characters' past only, and I'll get to that because that's very interesting. But I think it's the first time that Blitz seduces Stolas in order to get the grimoire, and Stolas actually seems a bit hesitant and nervous at the beginning. He seems to like back away and like gives nervous laughter, I assume. And like Blitz always likes to seduce people, to manipulate them, kind of stuff like that, in order to get what he wants, and it can work. We've seen it before in the show, and I'll probably put them up later on because I'm going to get to that. But yeah. So I think we get to see how they first brought up the arrangement, kind of. Because he's in the pilot. He stole it. He stole the grimoire. I don't know if the pilot's even canon at this point, since I think there's stuff that came out in the episodes that actually debunks that some of the pilot is false now. Which I understand as a pilot, it's not. Things change. They probably changed the story. I mean, I think they changed one of the sisters of Blitz to be his mother. So, you know, things change, definitely. Okay, now we see Striker fighting Eminem, which I think is going to be so cool. Like, I can tell that action sequence is going to be amazing. And you can see here that Stolas seems to be like either trapped underneath something or like wrapped up in something. He seems kind of injured. Maybe Striker has Stolas captive or something, or he tried to kill him and they got in the way. Eminem got in the way of Striker's assassination, and we see no Blitz in any of these fighting sequences, so we don't know where he is there. I found it very interesting. There seems to be train tracks, so we'll get to know more about the Rathrang maybe, which is possible. That's great even. I love it. Now this part I really love. I'm pretty sure 100% Ozzy and Fizz are canon. They're in a secret relationship that no one really knew about, and it got out in the newspaper that Ozzy and Fizz are hypocrites because there's a picture leaked of them being in love and like hugging. And he's a hypocrite. I mean, like, Ozzy is a hypocrite because he thinks that being lovey-dovey is, you know, against lust, and it's not really lustful. Yet he did it with Fizz, and yeah, Fizz is also a hypocrite because they're both hypocrites, obviously. Like, they make fun of Moxie, saying only little bitches strum the strings of their hearts, and like they make fun of him by like being all next to each other, like I love you, and like that kind of scene. So they're both hypocrites from that standpoint. And I think a lot of people are also going to disapprove of Fizz and Ozzy being in a relationship. I presume that Ozzy, Asmodeus, is the Prince of Lust in the Lust Realm, or the Lust Ring, and Fizz is just an imp. He just has robotic stuff added to him, but he's still an imp. And I'm guessing, because like, also they're hypocrites about that as well, because they criticise Stolas, who's the Prince of the Asgarisha, I think that is what it's called, and Blitz being together and doing stuff when they themselves are also in a relationship doing the same thing. So, you know, I think that's also very hypocritical. Also, Fizz finds out about this news. I don't know how he reacts, it doesn't show it, but I assume he's going to be surprised. I don't know what that's going to lead to. I'm very excited though. Speaking of a past centric episode, I believe that there will be, because there's a scene of young Fizz and young Blitz walking in a long hall, and Fizz seems to be excited about something. And also there's another scene with young Blitz and another person who I don't know. I presume it's his sister or his brother or his mother. I'm not too sure. And there's a big Mammon sign that pops up. I think they might be going to that since Blitz and Fizz were fans of Mammon as kids. So that's very interesting. I think that also could be the reason why they're not friends anymore, but I have no clue. There's a big point with Mammon, this character. Like, they're a big deal on Hell, I presume, and they're like really famous because like you see him on like the money in episode 2 that the guy holds up, the bastard, and also on the signature with the signature in the song where it says like no copyright infringement kind of thing to avoid lawsuits, and Mammon signed at the bottom. So yeah, Mammon has a big part, and I think Mammon is, I mean, green. I've heard theories about green being greed, and money, green, greed, and also the Mammon sign, green, greed. So that's also a very nice detail. I think it will just be a past centric episode going through Blitz's childhood and him developing a friendly relationship with Fizz, and it could show how or why things happened that made them separate or hate each other. Because I'm curious to see what happened. Also, there could be a hint of a slight past relationship. I'm not sure. In this scene, you see Fizz kind of seducing Blitz. I don't know if it's on a stage or not because we see like a light above them, and fans thought, oh, maybe like they were saying in the past because he did that. But I think he only did it to seduce. I think he only seduced or tried to, trick him because he wanted to grab the keys with the horse charm on it, which I thought was pretty cute because Blitz loves his horses. And that's also coming. It's also a thing I said earlier about how imps from the Lust Ring or people from the Lust Ring like to seduce people to manipulate and to get what they want from people. And Splits has done it before several times, and here are the screenshots I was talking about earlier. And here is Fizz doing it to Blitz. So I think that must be a big thing that people from Lust do. And I know it's from what people from Lust do because they both had the symbol on the head. Same with his sister, and I think that means that they're from the Lust Ring. That's the only thing I can think of, like that symbolizes that they are from the Lust Ring. Though you don't really see anyone with that symbol on their head, so maybe it's like a contract thing, like on their body, symbolizing that they're in a circus or something like that. I have no clue. I'm just speculating. There's a human Luna. There's a Blitz in the skies, and he's holding a cute little dog. He's fighting some humans. And I think this is all it has to be in one episode, I'm pretty sure. And I have no clue what that's even going to be about. But it could be like a filler one that has some plot relevance to actually like get the story going. That could just be a filler one, but has some point to it. And I'm actually pretty curious. Also, yeah, there's this guy. People are speculating whether he's just a random dude or if he's Stolas. This one. And it's because he has features that look a lot like Stolas, like the one hair here that goes up, his glasses that symbolize his other two eyes at the top of his head, his long legs, his kind of like jawline, his nose that's like more triangle like, and a smile that he usually has. And it could be Stolas. I don't know if people really approve of that being human Stolas though, but I'm okay with it. I think I'd be fine with a reveal of what human Stolas will look like. I think that'd be pretty cool. No clue about who that character is. I hope it's not Stolas, but I'm fine if it is. There's this new character who robs somewhere, a bank, I'm presuming, with Moxie. So I'm very excited to see who this character is. I don't know if I like the design. I think if I see more colour, more detail, I probably will. And I presume that Moxie's at his family home, since the sign that the new guy's holding says, tell your dad something. So that's, we might get to know a bit more about, Moxie's family, which is also pretty cool. Fizz comes out of a Lamborghini with green glasses and with, these on the sides, which, love it, nice. And I think, because this scene where the girl gets her eyes on fire, I think that's his glasses or something. I'm not sure. Or it could be a Mammon concert. I have no clue about that. But he's performing something with Ozzy at one point, with fire, like blue fire. The very, very last scene that we see in the trailer is someone in hospital. Now, we don't know if it's Stolas or if it's Fizz. Because I think it could be Fizz. The hand looks too thick to be Stolas's, because Stolas's is more like thin out and longer, while Fizz is more like chubbier and stiff. But either way, it has an IV in the arm, which makes people confused, because why would he need an IV in his arm if he's a robot? And it'll be perfectly reasonable for Stolas to have an IV in his arm. It's a black hand either way. And it symbolises importance, since there's like a petal that falls down and it's at the very end of the trailer. So something happened to a character. I think it could be Stolas. I mean, it is an animatic, so the hands can be chubby or thin, People know who the character is who's working on it, so. And maybe they thicken the hands to make a mystery of who the character is. It could be an unknown character. It could be Striker for all we know, But I think it has to be one of those two. And I think it has to be Stolas because I think with you know how he was on the floor, but when Eminem were fighting Stryker, I think that has something to do with it. I don't know if Stolas got shot by Stryker or not, if he succeeded in trying to assassinate him, and that's why he's in hospital, getting hit with an angelic weapon. That's also like a very good mystery. And also, I think it could also be Stolas because Stolas likes flowers, he likes plants. In many of his Instagram posts, and in episode 2, you see him feeding his plant monster thing. And I think near the ending of episode 7, you see his front porch is like with plants in it. So he really does like plants. And the flower could symbolize him dying or something. I don't know, but a loss. And also could symbolize that it's him and how he's caring for flowers and he can't really because he's injured. I don't know. That's maybe reaching a bit. I think that's one of the last episodes. Something happens and it's like the second to last episode, or even the last episode, where something happens to a character. So yeah, that's it. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. It's coming in 2022. I don't know if like the first scene, because I'm pretty sure the first scene has to be in episode 8. I don't know if it's coming in 2022 or at the end of December. I hope it's at the end of December, but I highly doubt it. It's okay if it is. It's kind of a bummer at the same time. So yeah, hopefully you liked my analysis and guesses of what's going to happen. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next video that I've done. Also, sorry for not uploading for a while. I can't be asked to do anything at the moment. I've been having a pretty rough time with things. So yeah, I just needed to make this video because, you know, love Helluva Boss. Also, oh, speaking of Helluva Boss and Hasbin Hotel, there's a new Instagram verified, and it's the name is Hasbin Hotel, but it's 824. Same with the Twitter thing. So there could be something coming soon with Helluva Boss as well, and also the bio says coming soon with a TV on it. So we could be getting some news, which I'm very excited for. I've been waiting for Hasbin for so long, and honestly, I kind of prefer Hasbin, but Helluva Boss is still just as good. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. Yeah. Bye guys.